Let's talk about the next issue now. This is again a critical one. So now there are people who say that India's biggest strength is the young population. The average age, like 50% of the population, is less than 25 years old.
28.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. 28 years old. I'm sorry. And this is like the entire demographic dividend concept, which is there, like which is like the young population is going to be like a very big strength to the Indian economy. Now you've warned that India's fertility rate is falling and we are an aging society, challenging the entire demographic dividend narrative. So what is this contrast here, and how
I'm
are we
not
solving for
challenging it
this?
at all. I'm in fact one of the first people who began talking about the demographic dividend issue quarter of a century ago. So 25 years before we ended up in this phase, which is the demographic dividend phase, I was saying that we are going to be in this. So I am fully cognizant of it. But all I'm trying to tell people is that don't keep repeating this, we are the youngest nation, we are the youngest nation, as if we're going to be there forever. This is just a phase. After that, we will age. And the trajectory into this aging has already started, because the number of babies born in India peaked in the early 2000s. That's more than 20 years ago. Okay. So those kids who were born in the early 2000s are now coming into the workforce. This is the peak. And then we remain at this large workforce will remain till somewhere in the 2040s. So another 25 years. This is 25 years of demographic dividend. So first of all, be clear that this lasts only for a period of time. During this entire period, we will be continuing to age. You just said our population, half of it is below 25. Point is, that was true a few years ago. Time has passed. Now that number is 28. Few years from now, that will be 30, and so on and so forth. So we too are aging. That doesn't mean that we can't take advantage of this 25 years as a demographic, but be clear that it is a fixed amount of years. And at the end of the process, we too will age, number one. Second, be clear that we too are now more than 2 decades past the peak in the number of children we produced. And in fact, now our total fertility rate is at about 1.9, which is well below the number of children needed to keep our population stable. Now, right now, population will grow for a little bit longer because we are living a bit longer. So, number of children born is falling, but we are living longer. So, input is falling, but output is the outflow is also falling even faster. So, population is growing right now at some point, very small, 0.3, 0.4%, something like that. After a while, it will basically become flat. Now, given that the number of children born in India is dramatically declining and is now below our replacement rate, means at some point in the 2050s, we will begin to even see the population begin to decline. Now, let us be very clear that this is a very painful situation to be in. You will have an aging population, which will happen. I'm not sure if I'll be alive. It will certainly happen in your lifetime. You'll have an aging population, just like Japan, shrinking population, and so on, and all the other issues that come with it. So be clear that this is coming, and that while you will get a period of benefit now, there will be a time when you will be on the other side of this demographic phase, and we are unnecessarily continuing to pursue outdated population control policies, which will exacerbate that problem at that point in time. It will not show up now, but 25 years later, it will show up. So why are we pursuing population control things now? I understand in the 1970s make sense. Why today, when we are already not producing enough babies? So one of the first things I'm stating is that please shut down all population control programs across the country. This includes in the 2 states where population growth is still above replacement rate, which is UP and Bihar. Because it is because of UP and Bihar, at least we are at 1.9. If we were relying on some of these southern states and so on, it would be at 1.5, 1.6. Those are the kinds of birth rates you have, which are East Asian birth rates. So there it would be even worse. So rather than complain about UP and Bihar and turn it into a political issue, we should, on the other hand, try to change the conversation in southern states and western states where birth rates are too low.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then in the entire like concept of India being a young economy, so like as of now, lot of youth is there in India. So
today it's true.
Yeah, today it's true. But what I'm trying to ask is that so how many years do you see this to be true, and then how can India capitalize on that?
So about 25 years we will be in the what I would call the demographic dividend phase. We are already into it, 2-3 years into it. We will be here for another 25 odd years till about 20, something like 2047 or somewhere thereabouts. Let's say 2050, just for a round number. Now, in that phase, we have to take advantage of it because we will be the world's largest workforce, of course. That will be true even after we have begun aging, because China will have aged even further.
If you learned something new from this video, do share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel so that we can bring you the best content possible. Also, if you want to watch this entire episode, click on the link in the description box and you can go to Kushal Lodha YouTube channel and watch the entire podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching this and have an amazing day.